You're looking at Mont Blanc's newest fragrance, Mont Blanc Legend Blue, and I'm actually very surprised they sent me this fragrance because I have had not very good things to say about the fragrances in the past. So props to you, Mont Blanc, but now we're in for an honest review. And let's find out if this is right for you, because this is not going to be right for everyone. Mont Blanc Legend Blue was made in France in 2024. Perfumer unknown. This is the box that it comes in. I think it's quite nice. It does look like their other Mont Blanc Legend boxes. You know, it has a little bit of a wave design here. On the back, it just says Inter Parfums and made in France. And then on the bottom is just going to be some information and ingredients, standard box, which I know no one cares about. So, hey, it kind of matches my shirt. Get out of here. This is the bottle. I think it's actually the nicest in the line by far. Probably just because of the translucent dark blue color. I really like the silver and blue just on top of each other. I think it looks quite nice. This is actually 100 milliliters and it's an eau de parfum concentration. This actually looks kind of nice here with their Mont Blanc emblem here. It just says Legend Blue. And then on the cap, you got the Mont Blanc's emblem on the top of the cap. And it does say Mont Blanc on the front and back of the cap. The batch code is located on the bottom. My batch code is 24N50N311. Why are your batch codes so long, Mont Blanc? Before I get into the scent profile, I want to touch on something that I think is a little bit of a criticism. Why must you always do fragrances that smell like something else? Like, I would love to see some original creations, so I always go into your fragrances expecting them to smell like something, and in here, guess what? No surprise, it does. But before I get on to what it smells like, let's look at the notes. The top notes are lavender and mint, with the mid notes sandalwood and cedar, and base notes ambroxan and moss. Like oak moss. But now, before I touch on what this smells like and what I think that this is an inspiration from, what notes do I get? So when I actually spray this on, you're getting a soft aromatic kind of lavender spearmint combination, like a cooling mint that sits over top of this kind of heavy pushed out ambroxan. The ambroxan is quite heavy, but that is sitting on top of some woodier, earthier notes, which kind of give it that masculine characteristic, and it's actually quite refreshing and clean smelling, which I really like. It's a clean smelling fragrance without going forward on citruses. If you're kind of tired of those citrus freshies, this is a fragrance you might want to look into. But what do I think that this fragrance smells like? This is undeniably in the Legend family. Like, it does smell like Mont Blanc Legend. Basically, those are an interpretation of the Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce DNA. But I think that this fragrance actually smells like two fragrances that are actually a lot more expensive. You get a basic opening blast of ambroxan and mint, which makes it smell like Parfums de Marly Sedley in the opening. But when this dries down, it transforms a little bit more into the fierce kind of DNA, smelling a little bit more unique than some of the other Mont Blanc Legends, and kind of sitting into a Parfums de Marly Percival category. It kind of takes two of Parfums de Marly's most popular fresh fragrances and forces them into one. I think that that's a really good combination. This is not as high quality as those. This is rather synthetic. It doesn't smell like there's anything natural in here, but when you do smell the spearmint or the mint, it does kind of smell like a little bit more higher quality than some other fragrances I've smelled. I really do like the cooling effect that the spearmint gives this fragrance, in that ambroxan gives it this kind of clean scent profile. I was originally kind of shocked when I first sprayed this on because of how close it smelled to Sedley, and I think that this kind of has a little bit more character than some fragrances in the Mont Blanc Legend line, which I do appreciate a lot, actually. It's a super clean, easy to wear fragrance that's really hard not to like, but it doesn't push any boundaries, which is totally fine. If you're looking for a fresh, clean fragrance with the absence of citrus, so you don't smell like a floor cleaner, this is the type of fragrance that you would like to wear. It's a very minimalistic fragrance. This is a fragrance that kind of lingers around you. It doesn't scream into anyone's face. It's light, fresh, airy, clean, and it's not going to overwhelm anyone. Perfect for office, school wear, anytime that you're working in an environment where fragrance is a little bit of an issue. This is the type of fragrance that you're going to want to wear. It's super easy to wear for pretty much any situation. You can wear this any time of the year, although it does smell like it's better suited for spring and summer because of that freshness, but it's not strong enough to push you through cold winters. Give this a second when you first spray it on though, because it does open rather strong with alcohol and synthetics. After about like a minute or two, it calms down. The blend is a lot nicer. There is a little bit of a sharpness that you would get from something like Violet Leaf, which is known to be in the Mont Blanc Legend fragrances. I don't think it's absent of that here, but it is dialed down. Now let's get this out of the way. The price tag right now, especially on launch, I would wait for it. These fragrances are known to appear at discounters at literally 50 to 60% less. You can find them at rack stores. I would wait before you ever consider buying this retail. 100 ml is around $155 Canadian, and a 50 ml would cost $120 Canadian. Wait for this to hit discounters or rack stores, because it will. Let's get that out of of the way, this is an eau de parfum concentration, and it does perform like an eau de parfum. Keep in mind, like when I said originally, that this is a inoffensive fragrance for someone that doesn't want to be detected as wearing fragrances. It does linger around you, but it's not going to scream into people's faces, and it's not going to give you away. If you're on a stealth mission and you're infiltrating a compound, no one's going to be like, I smell him. It's not really like that, okay? This was an average kind of longevity of around 5 to 6 hours is what I was able to get out of this fragrance. I've seen other people say they get more. This could just be on me. Before it disappeared into eternity, I found that it projected about a 1 foot projection right off the bat for about 3 hours. So it's giving you a nice sillage, a cloud around you that does carry into the air a bit, but it's not a heavy projector. I gotta stress that. Now, after about 3 hours, it was sitting comfortably above the skin, just giving me a little bit of a bubble, half a foot or so of projection, nothing crazy. But it did carry on that way until about the 5 to 6 hour mark before it just disappeared into absolute eternity. And that's kind of okay. I'm not going to complain about that because it's a fresh fragrance, and when you probably do buy this, it's gonna be pretty cheap. And it is highly synthetic, so a lot of people are going to go nose blind to this. But as you can see, because of its wearability, I have worn this a lot. I do like it. It's easy to wear, pretty much matching any occasion. I really think that this is something that a lot of people are going to love. I do think that this is one of my favorite that you guys have made, and that's why I'm gonna give this a 7.8 out of 10. Did you see that one coming? I didn't either. But it just works. If you like fresh, clean fragrances that are perfect for high heat in summer, definitely check out this video right here, and I'll see you over there.